It's a Michigan versus Michigan State preview 2020 for week 2 of the college football season. We have the Wolverines versus the Spartans. Maize and blue versus green and white. Good versus bad. Oops, I didn't mean to take it there just yet. It's time to break this one down here on Intermittent Sports. Hello and welcome to Intermittent Sports, the channel where we go over the Michigan Wolverines, the Detroit Lions, the Detroit Pistons, and the Detroit Tigers. So, if you're a fan of 1, 2, 3, or all 4 of those teams, go ahead and subscribe right here, hit that bell notification so you won't miss any of the Michigan sports action. Today we're covering the Michigan Wolverines versus the Michigan State Spartans. And this game's gonna be at noon at a now empty Big House in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Michigan comes in as a 24.5 point favorite. My, how the mighty Spartans have fallen. Welcome back to being our little brother. Now obviously I'm a Michigan fan, thus the shirt, but let me explain why I will be wearing green in this video. So if you're new here, what I do on this channel is go back and forth with each team's colors and each team's perspective. You'll get the gist of it. In other words, when I'm a Michigan fan, I'll be wearing this shirt, and when I'm a Michigan State fan, I'm a Michigan State Spartan, but only for the sake of this video. Let's get it. Woo! We absolutely smoked Minnesota last week, didn't we, Sparty? The final score was 49-24. Wasn't even a game most of the time. A 25-point victory. And now, here we are, almost a 25-point favorite over you. Looks like you'll need 4 botched punt snaps this time around to beat us. What is there to say about Joe Milton and that offense? First, we thought we weren't going to be able to run the ball because we had 4 new offensive linemen. And we got 256 yards on just 31 carries. That's an 8.3 yards per carry average, and we found the end zone 5 times. We thought we were going to have trouble in the passing game because Joe Milton was a 47-point-something% completion percentage passer in high school. But he went 15 for 22 for 225 yards, 1 touchdown, and most importantly, 0 interceptions. And he also ran the ball 8 times for 52 yards and 1 touchdown. We thought not having Nico Collins in that big-bodied frame was going to hurt us particularly on 3rd downs. Instead, 9 different Wolverines hauled in passes, and we were 50% in that category. And we thought not having Ambry Thomas was going to hamper us defending the pass against Tanner Morgan and Rashad Bateman. But newsflash, green and gray both played great, and Tanner Morgan only had 197 pass yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. What we thought was that Michigan had too many question marks going into the season. What we learned was that Michigan had answers for all of those questions. Give it a rest, will you? You were playing an overrated Minnesota Golden Gophers team that was riddled with injuries and had lost 6 starters from last year's defensive unit, including their top 5 tacklers and 1 Antoine Winfield Jr. The Gophers were bound to digress after an impressive 11-2 season in 2019. Now, don't get me wrong. What I saw out of Michigan, I liked if I was a neutral college football fan. But I think as the college football season progresses, we're going to find out 2 things week by week and more by more. That is that Rutgers is going to be better than people were giving them credit for coming into the season, and Minnesota's not going to be as good as people were giving them credit for coming into the season. In other words, I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves and just seeing 1 week of action. Now, obviously there was a lot of bad out of my Spartans this past weekend. It was quite painful to watch, actually. But in the midst of all that visual doo-doo, there were some good things to talk about, and I'm going to talk about them. First of all, Jaden Reed was spectacular. Absolutely phenomenal. Good Lord, that guy's fast. He finished the day with 11 receptions for 128 yards and 2 touchdowns. And I'm sure he's due up for another good day against a Wolverines defense that is mighty thin without Ambry Thomas. Throwing him the ball was Rocky Lombardi. Rocky was 31 for 43, 319 yards, and 3 touchdowns. and 2 interceptions. He also fumbled the ball twice and lost 1 of those, so no telling how short of a leash he might be on. But the good news is he did get the offense moving, and there's something to be said about that. No way we turned the ball over 7 times against you guys. Might just be 6, I don't know. I think come Saturday, this team's gonna be much more technical, much more sound, and a much better product on the football field. That's why I'm focused on the good here, because the bad is behind us. Yeah, but no matter how optimistic you want to be or how you want to twist it, the truth is you're only looking at the stats that you want to look at and not the stats that you need to look at and need to be realistic with. The bad for Michigan was that we missed all 3 of our field goal attempts and we weren't great against their main running back. He ended up having 140 yards on 26 carries and 2 touchdowns. But as a whole, we looked excellent, and the resources we have make those fixes relatively easy. So we keep taking reps in the kicking game, and we know that Moody is very capable. He'll get to where he needs to be. And up front, come on, man. We've never had problems stopping the run, especially against you guys. That, and Ibrahim really was the only one doing the damage for Minnesota. As a team, they only had 3.1 yards per carry. And 6 sacks on Tanner Morgan didn't exactly hurt that category for us. Also, against Rutgers, Michigan State ran for just 50 yards on 39 carries, i.e. 1.3 yards per carry. I can't even say that with a straight face. And 0 touchdowns against Rutgers. Let me say that one more time for dramatic effect. Against Rutgers. Jordan Simmons, 14 for 43, 3.1 yards per carry. Connor Hayward, 7 for 18, 2.6 yards per carry. Elijah Collins, 9 carries for 3 yards, 0.3 yards per carry. Are you catching my drift here? I don't know if your running back game stinks, your offensive line stinks, or it's a combination of both. But whatever the case is, I'm not worried. We will fix the 2 main things that we didn't do well in week 1, and we will improve upon the things that we did do well. Michigan is going to rout Sparty for the 2nd year in a row, no problem. Just like the way things used to be, we win this one, maize and blue, 45-14. So let me get this straight. You think we're going to come into this game with the same lazy, uninterested attitude that we did against Rutgers? Against Michigan? Nah, man. You lost me there. This is a rivalry game. We literally hate you guys. Absolutely hate you. Mel Tucker won't even say the M word this week. You absolutely love to hear it. I'm telling you, I hope the team's acting the same way you're acting, because if they are, you guys are going to be finding yourselves in the 3rd quarter, scratching your head saying, why is this still a ball game? Didn't they lose to Rutgers last week? Didn't we just trounce Minnesota last week? Why are they still sticking around in this one? Because really, outside of last year, that's what we do against y'all. And we're going to do it again. We're going to shock some people. I hope you get cocky. I hope you don't prepare for the green and white this week the way you should. Because I can guarantee you that Sparty is prepping for you. They're ready to run the ball against a weak defensive line. They're ready to throw the ball against a soft secondary. They're ready to get gritty on defense against 4 inexperienced linemen and a very inexperienced quarterback. This will not be a cakewalk. In fact, it's going to be a battle. Enjoy the Michigan is back talks while they last, because they're going to be short-lived. Michigan State 27, Michigan 24. Go Sparty. Boom! How great was that, huh? The Wolverines said his piece, Sparty vented it all out, and we're right where we needed to be, which is ready for Saturday. Now to you, the viewer. Who you got? I want to know in the comments below a score prediction and how you came up with that score. And if you claim to be a Wolverines fan, help a fellow Wolverine out. If you could, at the very end of this video, I'm going to display a video that I did on Mark Rogers College Football TV. It's basically how Michigan fans watch Week 8 games. It's a funny video, man. Check it out and let them know that Intermittent Sports sent you. In fact, here's what I want you to say in the comments of that video. Say, Intermittent Sports sent me here to say go blue, so go blue, baby. I'll go ahead and write that in my pinned comment so you can just copy and paste. But seriously, I want you over there so you can show Mark Rogers some love. He's one heck of a creator and one heck of an individual. He's a Buckeye fan, yes, but he's a reasonable one, and he'll get a kick out of it. So we'll see you guys over there, and we'll see you guys next time here on Intermittent Sports. Thank you for watching. Let's get this win over Sparty. Go blue, baby.